Hello and welcome back to another on the Football Zone and to a weekend preview previewing the penultimate round of fixtures in the Premier League. And yeah, it's the fight for Europe which kind of remains the sole battle, and starting off with Aston Villa facing Tottenham. And yeah, Tottenham in 17th remarkably, but in the Europa League final, so still do have a chance to save their season in the Champions League final, in the Europa League final, to get into the Champions League. But you expect they'll field a weakened side here against the Villa side who are right in the Champions League hunt. So I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 Villa win here. Moving on then to Chelsea as they take on Manchester United. And yeah, it's a similar story. Chelsea, though, just in front of Villa, have the benefit of a far superior goal difference, which could well come in handy against the Manchester United side, who, like Tottenham, of course, playing Tottenham in the Europa League final, you'd expect will be fielding a much weaker team against the Chelsea side that will be fully going for it, with the Conference League final not until after the end of the season. So yeah, I'm going to say it will be a 2-1 win here for Chelsea. Moving on into Sunday then, and a hugely emotional occasion for Everton. Their last men's match at Goodison Park. It seems like the women's team will move there next season, which is an interesting move. But yeah, for the men's team, the last match there, and yeah, you'd expect it'll be an emotional one against the Southampton side, who, to be fair to them, did show some fight against Manchester City last time out. And then Everton, you expect it to be a party atmosphere, and they'll have the quality to get past Southampton pretty comfortably. I'll say 2-0. Moving on into West Ham as they take on Nottingham Forest at the London Stadium. And yeah, this is an intriguing matchup. West Ham weren't on a great run of form, did get that good win at Old Trafford. Then Nottingham Forest, of course, just 2 points from the last 4 games. The season has really fallen apart. And yeah, still just 1 point off Champions League space. It's not over yet. Chelsea's come on the final day. So, they can get a win here. You never know. They might still be feeling a bit confident. But it just feels like they're losing momentum. It's all the stuff with Marinakis after the game. I'm going to say it could well be a draw here. 1-1 for me. Moving on into Brentford as they take on Fulham at the G-Tech. And yeah, this is going to be a massive game for Brentford because they're right in the European hunt after 4 wins on the trot. Against the Fulham side, is just slightly falling off. But if they can get a win here, they'll only be 1 point behind Brentford heading into the final day. So, they'll still be right in it, of course, providing what Brighton do as well. But yeah, it's a huge opportunity for both these clubs, especially Brentford. What a remarkable achievement it be to get into Europe. And at home, you probably expect them to. I'm going to say it'll be 2-1 to the Bees. Moving on into Leicester against Ipswich at the King Power, and Leicester coming into this one, they've got 4 points from the last 2 games. Fair play to them. Of course, both sides are already relegated. Ipswich, struggling along, aren't they? Poor second half of the season has kind of cost them. But yeah, it kind of seems like this match will decide who finishes in 18th place. But I feel like Leicester at home, they've been pretty decent recently. But Ipswich at the same time, I think they'll be targeting a result in a game like this. I'm going to say it could just be a really poor game and result in a 1-1 draw. Moving on into Arsenal against Newcastle. And yeah, this is a big game in the race for second. Do you think both teams will probably get into the top 5 pretty comfortably? But Newcastle are on a great little run, but Arsenal winless in the last 5 now. They've really dropped off. Their season's pretty much over. It's been a hugely disappointing end of the season for Newcastle side, and they really need some points. But I think, they'll be desperate to at least secure second. I think at home, they can bet that to winning ways here. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on into Brighton against Liverpool at the Amex, and Brighton coming into this one. Still very much in that race for Europe with that 2-0 win away at Wolves. Facing Liverpool, though, it's going to be a very tough game, isn't it? We know how good Arne Slot's side is. There have been some signs of them maybe just dropping off a bit since they won the league, which is understandable, although they have had some very tough games, haven't they? So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing one to see how this one goes. But I'm going to say Liverpool still will have the quality to get a win. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on into Crystal Palace against Wolves at Selhurst Park. And yeah, Crystal Palace, they're probably not in the race for Europe. Obviously, their focus will be on the FA Cup final coming up. What a huge occasion that's going to be for them. Against the Wolves side, who have had a great little run under Pereira, haven't they? And, any sorts of fears they'd have over relegation will be long gone by the time he gets this game, thanks to the job he's done. But I think at home, Palace will get the win here. I'm going to say it'll be 2-1. And finally then, moving on to Manchester City against Bournemouth at the Etihad. And yeah, Manchester City need a result, to kind of secure their Champions League status, which I think, they'll be pretty confident of doing, to be fair. So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing one. And I think, Man City and Bournemouth, they are a decent side on their day, but just not quite been on it recently, and that may well cost them a place in Europe. But I think Man City, they're getting better now. I'm going to say it'll be Man City to get the win. And finally, of course, we've got the FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester City. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. What a great day out this is going to be for Crystal Palace. But they're a great team, and I think they'll be coming into this believing they can do it against the Man City team. Who will be looking to recover a disappointing season with a Champions League and a trophy. I mean, it's not that disappointing for most clubs, is it? But yeah, Manchester City, I think, will be feeling relatively confident coming into this one. They're on a good run of form. I think they'll have too much for Palace, so I think they'll just have the advantage. So I'm going to say Palace will miss out on Europe and Man City will come away with the trophy. I'm going to say 2-0. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.